for this video, but obviously I'm gonna use this to my advantage and use it in the title and use it as clickbait. But talking about this story while doing this is not gonna be. I mean, I guess it would be funny, but maybe for another story time. So I feel like I have to put the disclaimer that I mean, this was in January, so believe me, if there's anything that I could take from a date, going on a date, it would not be this. I do not want to make videos about this, you know. I would rather obviously be in a relationship than have a horrible day like this, you know. This wasn't even the worst date that I've been on, you know. That says a lot. I feel so bad because I knew that he liked me, you know, on the date. And I feel like looking back when I've been on dates with people that told me, oh, this is not gonna work out after the fact, after the date. Like I can tell now, obviously, that you will know on the date, you know? Because on the date, he was already talking about the second date and all these things. You can tell if he likes you on the first date. Just look for like the little signs, and I mean, maybe over time you'll know. Looking back, and I think some things we have to learn like that, you know? Some things we don't fully learn or grasp until we learn it ourselves, you know? We hear stories all the time, you know? People try to warn us, you know? I could try to warn you. But I guess some things we just have to learn on our own, you know. Hopefully it's not like so horrible, so drastic, you know. But this is one thing that I've learned, you know. It's like obviously you would think that you would be able to tell on the first date, you know. But before I went on this date in 2017 or 2018, that the date was so perfect, and then that night or the next day they were all like, oh, I don't think it's gonna work out, or, you know, they're being distant, and, you know, so you'll be able to tell on the first date, and that goes both ways, like, you know, if you like them, and if they like you, you'll be able to tell, and I hope that this person knows now, you know, I mean, I told him by now. So this happened in January. I was talking to someone. I liked him, like, you know, I was attracted to him. I didn't think like, oh, this could be my person. And that's why I hate dating, because it's like, why would you go on a date with someone if you don't even think that they could be someone, if not your person, the person that you end up with, like I always say, you know, someone you could start a relationship with. And I mean, even if you saw them as someone you could start a relationship with, why would you do that just to do that, you know? I don't know, dating is so annoying. It's so true. Why would I do that? Especially if I've had feeling about someone else, like they could be my person, and not with this person, you know? Why would I follow through just to follow through because he's nice and he wants to try and he likes me, you know? Anyway, I need to tell the story. So we're talking. I think he asked me out, I don't know. So we go to Target. You know, he took the bus because he doesn't drive. I met him at Target outside, you know. We start talking a little bit, and everything was fine, you know. He was really cute, he was nice. It was really sweet because I can tell he was like blushing, and, you know. But then it happened like right away. I really hope he doesn't see this video. Not that I don't think he would ever, you know. I don't think there's any way that he could find out about this video. But I mean, if he does, this is not, you know, obviously I'm not gonna say this person's name or anything, as if there's any way you could even find out exactly who it is. But even after all this happened, this person is not the worst person, you know. I've been on dates with worse people. I've talked to people that have been so much worse. That's why I don't want to be mean, you know, come off as mean. I hope that this is not to like make fun of him or, you know, but the first thing we start, I'm like, okay, let's go. Like, do you want to go in Target? You want to shop? He's like, yeah, so we go in Target. And then right away he puts his arm around me. And not to be mean, you know, but he was a little shorter than me. So it was a little bit weird, you know, especially that this was our first time meeting, you know, like even if we knew, like even if we were dating, I don't even know if I would want to like hold hands or even be like publicly, you know, affectionate. I don't think I would ever. It's sad to think about because I don't even let my mind go there. You know, what I would do in a relationship, you know. I mean, basing it off of this and the few public displays of affection that I have had before, I wouldn't feel comfortable to do that because I know people stare, especially if it's two guys, you know. So I was like, I didn't know how to say no. I didn't want to be mean, you know. So we walked like so awkwardly throughout the store for the first few minutes until I finally was like trying to distract a way out of it, like, oh, look at this candy, you know? And then we just walked normally. And then, so this whole time we're talking, you know, random things. And then we got Starbucks. I paid for it, of course. Like, looking back, I'm like, he should have paid for it. Not because it didn't work out, not because, actually, I felt, okay, now I felt a little better because it didn't work out, I guess, you know. So we got Starbucks. I got a drink, he got a drink. And then we went to my car. Once we got to the car, this whole time I'd been wearing a mask, okay? Because we're inside. But I mean, I don't even wear a mask because of that. I mean, I do. I've noticed at work I never sneeze. And all my coworkers that don't wear a mask, they always sneeze. I only sneeze at home, you know, when I don't wear a mask. I know it could just be like, oh, it just keeps out like allergies or dust, you know. If it works on that, it should work on other things. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, I look better with the mask, okay? Like, look at that. You see this? I think I've done a video wearing a mask. I look so much better, you know. Look at my nose. You see my nose, bitch. And I know you can kind of tell from the side when I'm even with the mask on. You can tell I have a bump. See that? My leg is cramping. I'm sitting crisscrossed on my bed, so I need to move. I guess I'm gonna be vlogging now. I'm not gonna lie. The main reason I wear a mask still is because I look better with it on, you know. So once I get in the car, I take off my mask. The first thing he says is, "Whoa, you look different." Different? Different? Who says different in a good way? He did not mean that in a good way. I was just like, let me put this back on. No, I left it off, obviously, but, and you know me, I was like, especially on a day like that, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, oh, thanks, you know? And he was like, oh, no, I mean in a good way, and all that, you know, just trying to cover up. Well, I'm trying to actually cover up. But obviously, it's because of my nose, you know. So, I mean, that was even before the actual thing that happened. But, of course, it only went downhill from there. So we're drinking, talking, watching TV. I hear him like slurping his drink, and I haven't really been drinking my drink. So I was like, did you want some of mine, you know? So he takes my drink and drinks it all. Like, I was gonna drink that, but okay. He takes my drink and drinks it all. And of course, you could guess, after 2 cups, you could guess where this is going. So he tells me he needs to go to the bathroom, okay? I'm like, okay, let's go. You know, logically, I'm like, let's go back and Target. You know, I was like, I'll go with you, no big deal. And he's like, let me just take the cup. I don't even know, thinking back, like, was I traumatized or something? I can't even remember how he, like, said he was going to do this, but I think he did say, like, you know, I was pretty aware of what he was about to do next, you know. So this bitch takes the cup of Fenty. He takes the Fenty. He takes the lid off, and the rest I cannot go into detail. But let's just say that cup was no longer empty. And really not empty. It was, okay, he got a refill. He does this on the first date. The first time we met, the first interaction. I never met him before. And this is wait, like, even if we are friends or if we are like dating, even, I don't even think I would want, like, there was no point. Even if we're like driving or something on the freeway, like, we can pull over, we can do this, we can do that. I don't see any situation where I would be like, oh, this is just, you know. He even makes some joke that, oh, sorry, this was the first time that you're seeing, you know. I literally told him I didn't even look, you know. I was like disassociating myself. I had no idea what to do. Like, looking back, obviously, I'm like, why didn't I say, bitch, what the put that shit back? You know, like, at least if you're gonna do that, be outside, you know. I don't know, like, I don't really have that big of a problem with confrontation, really. Especially, you know, getting over being able to talk more and being more confident. It's not really confrontation that I have a problem with. I don't really know what it was. It's just like, maybe like just having to deal with this on dates. I really don't know what it was, but I just couldn't, like, I don't know what it was, but that wasn't even the worst part. Not only does this bitch pee in a cup in the backseat of my car, this bitch tells me dump it outside because I'm closer to a tree. He gives me a cup of his and tells me to dump it because I'm closer to a tree. I obviously by this point I was so done. I didn't know how to get out. It's so sad to think about. Like, I should have been right there, like, oh, I have to go. It's running late. But, like, I didn't know what to do. I didn't leave after that. I should have. But, I mean, I could have just said no. But, of course, I don't know how, why, what I was thinking. I took this mother cup and dumped it. I don't know what I was thinking. This is why I haven't been on a date since. Okay. I have no idea why. It's not even like, oh, if this was my person, I would do all that. Oh, it's fine. Everything's fine. This is my person. I don't care that he peed in the. I don't care that he said whoa after I took off my mask. Not only did he pee in a cup in the back of my car, but made me dump it out. There's no way, okay? I know there's people out there being like, oh, he would absolutely do it if he thought it was his person. Like, no, obviously, I would not. It's not an excuse. But I have no idea why. I just went with the. I don't know. So after that, we go back to watching TV like nothing, and we talk, and like I said, we talked about the second date. Like, you can tell on the first date. I went on a date in 2017 that I had the best time, and I didn't know until after the date that he didn't feel the same. You really should be able to know on the actual date. You'll know if he likes you, if it's going well on the actual date. And for that very reason, you should protect your feelings. Don't go all in on this person if you don't know for sure. Obviously, that's what I try to do with everything. Like, don't fall, don't think too much if you don't know, if you're not too sure, if they don't know either. So I didn't say anything, obviously, after that. We watched TV, kept talking. We talked about the second day, but I was like, I didn't even say anything at all. Cause like, there's no, if I didn't tell him no to dumping that out, how am I gonna tell him no? We're not gonna go on another day. That's why I hate dating. Cause it's like, how, especially like this, how would I turn someone down? I mean, this, even with there's an actual excuse. And I still couldn't tell him no, like it's not gonna work. I mean, I did tell him. After that, it was late, so I was like, oh, it's getting late. And then he was like, he's gonna miss the bus or something. So he started, I was like, okay. I didn't want him to miss the bus, obviously. So he started walking, and I told him to text me when he gets home. So I waited till he like left at least the parking lot. And then I started driving, and then as I drove off, I got a text that he missed the bus. So I was like, I felt so bad. It's like, I already know we're not gonna see each other. We're probably not gonna see each other. So I was like, should I come back and take him to another bus or something? But he was like, it's fine. He'll just walk to some other one. So I was like, okay, be careful, because it's dark and it's late. And I told him to text me, you know. Obviously, if it's not gonna work out as a relationship, I didn't want to be mean, like, he was at least nice. I just felt bad, okay? I mean, that's not the only reason why I wanted to know if he was safe. But, he was nice, like, we did get along, besides all that. But, like as a friend, I could see him as a friend. But the only reason why I couldn't really be his friend is we'll get to that later. So eventually, I had to tell him like a few days later. I couldn't figure out how. Obviously, I told like my brother and my friends about what happened. I'm not gonna lie, it makes a good video, good clickbait, good story to tell friends. But it's like, even then, I don't even want to have stories like that. If I'm gonna have a story, what story I would rather have. And it could have been so much better too. Like, if there's gonna be a story that's gonna be funny, like, this wasn't even that funny, it's just like weird, I would rather hope for a different story if it's gonna be something like this. But of course, if we're hoping for something, I'm not gonna hope for a video I can make, a story I can tell in a video. But, so eventually I told him, like, I think we should just be friends, that's what I said. I felt so horrible, of course, because I really could tell. It's so sad. Like, when you like someone, you always wonder, oh, I wonder if he likes me. And then it's like, when someone actually likes you, you don't even have to wonder. But then, I don't know, it's not true for everything. Of course, other things come into play. There could be things in the way, there could be something, I don't know. Obviously, that should be a given for anything. You can't take my experience, my advice, or my, like, what I'm saying, you can't apply that to everything because obviously situations are different, people are different, so many different things come into play. Like, even if it's almost to a T that's similar, there could be so many, one little thing that makes it completely different, or many little things, or one big thing that makes it different. So don't apply this to everything. You could try, but also apply the fact that it could also not be that. I don't know what I'm saying. Every point that I make, I'm like, oh, but then this, but then this, but then also this, but then that. So I tell him it's not gonna work out. We should just be friends. And it's so sad. He was like, oh, do you think it would ever, do you think we could ever try eventually? I love that he was being honest, like, even without him saying that, I could tell, like, he just really liked me that much that he was hoping that it would get to something like that. But I was like, there's no way I could tell him no to that. I was just like, I don't know. By saying I don't know, that's obviously an answer right there, shouldn't it be? Even if I didn't know. But like I said, I wanted to be just friends, like I didn't want to be mean, even though that was really weird. There's people that are even weirder than that, like, even, I know that's the actual weirdest thing, but there's people that are, they're like not there, you know? There's people that are weird and are out of it. I mean, he was weird, but it wasn't like that. The only reason I didn't really keep in touch with him, I didn't block him or anything. There's no way. I mean, I do block people, but it's only when they're like catfishing. I get billions of catfishes, okay? And it's like, who would catfish me? Why would you want to catfish for me? There are cases when I block people. This is not one of them because I felt so bad. So, I just didn't talk to him because I knew every time he talked, it's like he was like hoping that he would persuade me into liking him eventually. That's what I got from it. Like, he had the mindset of, oh, if I keep his interest, if I keep talking to him and all this and that, then I can make this happen. And that's so horrible to think about dating. It's like, if you think about it, that kind of is what dating is. Just not that severe. It's like two people that don't really know each other, like, oh, they kind of like each other, so they convince each other that they do, or that it could work. Okay, I don't know if that's true. I don't know what I'm saying. I at least did all that I could do. And I had to, like, distance myself because he would have just, been disappointed in the end. I tried everything that I could as best as I could. This does not happen that much. I mean, I've been on dates where I know that they like me, but I don't know. So that was pretty much what happened. Yeah, I mean, that's where it ended. I just stopped replying to him and I felt so bad till this day. It's not like, oh, I'm so happy that I got this story to tell. If anything, the joke's on me. So that's why I haven't been on a date since. No, that's not. I mean, I've talked to people since, but I don't know. Like I said, right now I've been dealing with something for the past year now, as of this day. And I'll talk about it eventually. But next week I filmed a video of visual ASMR, okay? I know I've been rambling this whole time that I've been back, so I need to make it up to you and do some kind of some actual ASMR. So thank you for listening and letting me ramble again. Comment below what you want to see next week. Well, I guess the week after that. I already have a video. But comment what you want to see. If you want to hear another story like this. I do have other dating stories. I have other kinds of stories that are weird. I could do work stories, anything. If you want to hear certain sounds, comment down below. Thank you so much for your support, and hope you have a good night. Subscribe.